Having such an amazing night, day, wherever you are. I wanted to come and do this video real quick and say you have a superpower, start using it. So a few of you guys know some of this story. Okay. I had an ex of mine, right? And lovely, just absolutely lovely, amazing. In fact, I love all my exes. Okay. I have love for all my exes. Okay. I want the best for them. One of the things in life what you have to understand is this: people, and I always say this in my videos, people are reflectors of us. Okay. So when people are showing up in your life in a way that you do not want them to show up in your life, and there's no boundaries set, okay, and they keep on doing the same exact thing that you say is hurting you, you have to start looking at what are you okay in. Okay, that's one. And then two, you have to look at why do you allow people to treat you the way they treat you. Okay. Then three, you have to really, really be honest with yourself and say, do I treat myself the way this person is treating me? Okay. So I had an ex, and this ex, we was together for about 5.5 years. Oh my goodness, I learned so much from him. Okay. In fact, he is the father of my youngest children. Okay. And he's younger than me. I got him by 7 years, but such an amazing person. Okay. One of the things that I remember he used to tell me, like if we got into an argument, he would say, go read. Right. And oftentimes I would take offense to that. And some may say, well, why would you take offense to that? Someone telling you to go read. Well, you see, I had this audio going on in my subconscious mind. Okay, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't smart enough. You know, I was slow. Some of you guys know when I was in high school. Okay, actually, when I was in elementary school, I had dropped out in the 6th grade. Okay. I wanted to do things my way. I wanted to make money a certain type of way. Okay. Get into the pharmaceutical industry. Okay. All right. And so I wanted to do things my way. Right. And I didn't care for authority. I didn't want people telling me what to do or how to do it. Okay. I was one of those types that, like, I couldn't stand authority. I was very rebellious, okay, and I just wanted to do things my way. So fast forward, um, you know, in life sometimes they don't work, okay. And so what happened was, so me and my ex, okay, when we was together, he would tell me to read books, right? And I would take offense to that. But what I started understanding was, well, maybe there's some truth to this, right? Sometimes, in order for us to change, sometimes the person that may be saying it, right? Sometimes it may feel like ridicule. It may feel like they are making fun of us. Okay. And sometimes maybe they are. Okay. Let's just call it a thing. Okay. Sometimes they may be, in fact, trying to make fun of us. Right. But I want to leave this. I want to leave something with you guys. Okay. Is this book called The Four Agreements, okay, by Don Miguel. Is it Don Miguel? I think Don Miguel. And one of the things in the book, it says that if you take something personal, what someone has said about you, okay, then you felt that way already. You felt that way prior to them shining the light on, so to speak, your weakness, right? And so when that ex would say to me, you slow, and well, he ain't say you slow. He would say, go read. I had this story. What is the story that you got going on in your subconscious mind? I had this story going on in my subconscious mind. I wasn't good enough, right? That I wasn't smart enough, that I dropped out of school in the 6th grade. Yeah, I went back later on. But I had, and then when I was in high school, I was in special ed. So I had all this plan in the subconscious mind, right? And the subconscious mind is things that we tend to do that we don't even realize that we are doing it. It's like autopilot. It's like you sleep, right? And so what I would do is, because you felt, or because I felt like, I wasn't smart enough or whatever it was, I would watch a bunch of TV. I don't know who needs to hear this. I would watch a bunch of television because it's like, you want to be right. Okay, you already have this programming, this echo, this chatter going on in your mind, right? And so I would watch a bunch of television. And then the ex, when he said that, I took offense to it, okay? But then let me tell you something, how magnificent and dope God, and when I say God, I'm talking about you, okay? I'm talking about in your inner you, okay? Your higher self, okay? I'm not talking about no man in the sky, okay? All right? Let me tell you how dope and magnificent God in the universe is. A lot of you guys know I had my spiritual awakening back in 2018, right? And I told several of you guys, because I did a video on this, how I had a dream about books, right? And this dream, I seen in a dream, I seen like it was like these Indian father and his son, right? They was living in a complex that was like across from me, right? And I could see inside their house. But there was so many books. And let me tell you something about the universe. The universe, it speaks through numbers, symbols, okay? It don't speak like this, right? You may have synchronicities and things of that sort, whereas though you go to a supermarket, you hear somebody, talking about the thing that you just was talking about, or something that you just was thinking, right? And they may say, oh, this is what I did. Maybe you was thinking, oh, how could I turn my life around? And then you overhear a person at the supermarket say, oh, well, this is what I did in order for me to turn my life around. So I had a dream about these books, okay? Couldn't see exactly the title of the books, but there was so many books on this shelf. So from that dream, right, I was already listening to personal development. And I remember my first book was The Alchemist. Okay. Was that by Pablo Coelho? Yeah, by Pablo Coelho. Okay. I remember I would read that book, okay? And from me reading that book, all right, about Diego, okay, the shepherd boy, right, who was searching for treasure. I remember reading that book, and from me reading that book, I started reading so many other books. Okay, sometimes I'm reading probably like 3 books at one time. Like right now, I have 4 books on my sofa that I'm reading. And this book right here, I encourage you guys to get some of these books, okay, by Robert Kiyosaki. This one is Pablo Coelho. This one is Fake Money, Fake Teachers, Fake Assets, How Lies Are Making the Poor and Middle Class Poorer. This book is so, so good. I mean, it is really, really good. If you guys know anything about Robert Kiyosaki, okay, he was the author or is the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, okay? And he also have a game called Cash Flow. One of the things that you have to understand is this, and this is one of the things that I started understanding, was in order to have what you say you desire to have, you have to do the things that you're not doing probably in this here now moment. Okay. And so remember, that ex said, go read. So what I started doing, I started reading. Okay. I started reading. I started actually picking up the books. This is by far my favorite book, The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power. Okay. This talks about going within. Okay, the kingdom of heaven is within. It also talks about how to develop love capacity, how to stop suffering, how to deal with depression. If you have depression, how could a prisoner escape a prison if the prisoner don't is not aware that he's actually or she's actually in a prison, right? This is basically just, I want to say, this is a tool for you to start awakening. Okay. And this book lights up the mystic path to success in every area of your life. The true path to money, love, new friends, new energy, and all the things your heart desires. And then you guys also know I recommend this book damn near every video that I tend to do. Okay. The Prosperity Bible by Napoleon Hill, Benjamin Franklin, James Allen, Wallace Wilders, Ernest Holmes, Florence Shen. Okay. Florence Shen book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, because life is a game and you need to know how to play it. Wallace Wilders, sometimes I be getting them mixed up. Wallace Wallers, the science of is it the science of getting rich? But it's a few, okay. It's like many books in one here book, okay. And this book is my favorite read. I have read this book, not the whole book, but it's like 3 books that I read practically, well, 2 books that I read practically all the time. Well, 3 is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You guys see, right? Persistence. Okay. If you desire to have a thing, you have to be persistent. The next thing is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wallers. Okay. And these books are short. Okay, they are very short. I know it looks like a really really thick book, okay, but they are short. They not that, because it's so many books in one book, okay. The next book is, okay, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's so funny because oftentimes we make these excuses, right? We make these excuses. And one of the things you want to start doing is being very honest with yourself. Okay. Start being honest with yourself and truthful about how you are showing up. Okay. And so when I had that ex say those things, one of the things I had to take a look at myself and say, well, how are you showing up? Is what he's saying, is there some truth in it? Okay. He's telling you to go read a book. Should you be reading a book? Okay. And I started picking up a book. Yes, I should start, reading a book. It's so funny because when we graduate from the universities or wherever it is, okay, we think that education stops, right? We think that there's a cap to us learning. And in all actuality, that would be further from the truth, because as you are alive, okay, and breathing, each and every day, you should be learning something new. Each and every day, you should be doing something different, okay? And if you put a cap on your education, which education in Napoleon Hill words, it actually means educo, okay? To draw without, whatever it is within, draw it out. But if you put a cap on it and feels like, this is the most I can learn. Not only do you stop your growth process, but you also are putting a cap on everything else, far as your finances, far as your relationships. It's like you putting a cap on everything else. And so when people tell you certain things, right? If you get offended, ask yourself, why am Why is this offending me? Is there some truth to it? Now, at times it takes, a strong person to say that, because oftentimes we may get into the ego, okay, and allow the ego to run our lives. But one of the things you have to understand is, if your ego is running your life, then you are edging God out, okay? Meaning you cutting God out. You pretty much saying, this is, it's like you have like a defense mechanism. Like, I gotta protect this, this story I have about myself and all these different things. When in all actuality, the story that you have about yourself, okay, it can be a wrong story. Sometimes, sometimes you may not want to pick up a book because you may feel like a book is kryptonite. And from all the successful people, whether I went to seminars, whether I listened to them on YouTube, watch their videos or whatever, all the successful people, okay, that I have come across, they all are readers. All of them are readers, okay? And so sometimes in life, you think the version that you are today, that version is going to get you the next level, to the success that you desire. But in all actuality, that could be no further from the truth, because if that version was the version that was going to get you to success and everything that you desire, you would have already been there. And so with that being said, I love you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.